Hello and happy Friday. Welcome into another remote edition of Cronkite Sports Now. I'm Kennedy Jameson. Today we're going to get things started with the Wnba. They just announced that they will be postponing their season until further notice due to COVID-19. They were supposed to have a start date of May 15th. They will hold a virtual draft on April 17th. This 2020 season was supposed to be the league's 24th season. It would have been the longest-running professional women's sports league. With the season on delay, the WNBA and NBA could have major overlapping when games do start back up again. The WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert says that this overlap could actually be very beneficial to the league and help expose them to a new audience by playing in new venues or having doubleheaders with NBA games. Right now, two of the WNBA's major cities are hotspots for COVID-19, New York and Seattle. The WNBA is most concerned with the well-being of their players, fans, and employees. Engelbert made a statement Friday. We continue to send our thoughts and prayers to our players, fans, and all of those in the community impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, and are grateful to those selfless healthcare workers and first responders who work tirelessly on the front lines. Since the NBA cannot play their playoff basketball games on a real court, they will be hosting their first ever NBA 2K Players Tournament. This will begin tonight at 7 p.m. and continue on over the span of 8 days with 17 NBA players participating. The Players Preview Show will start at 7 tonight, and the tip-off will begin at 7:30. Your first matchup for the Suns will be between DeAndre Ayton and Zach LaVine. The first 2 rounds are single elimination, and the semifinals and finals are best of 3. You can view these games on the ESPN app, NBA.com, and the NBA app, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Tennis is feeling the harsh effects of COVID-19, just like every other sport in the world. Grand slams and fixtures have been shifted and scrapped, leading to fears tennis won't return at all this year. Reporter Rachel Phillips looks at the state of tennis and the outlook for the season.
The Grand Slams are known as the peak of tennis. Sitting atop is the oldest of the 4, Wimbledon. The biggest blow to the sport so far was dealt Wednesday, when the Grass Court Championship was cancelled. Despite the devastation for players and fans alike, world number 43 John Millman isn't surprised by the decision.
There is such a small window when you can have grass court events, especially in the UK. And Wimbledon sits in that window. But once you get too far past it, you just can't play on grass courts.
Just 2 weeks ago, Roland Garros opted to postpone instead of cancel. The Rogue reshuffle caused outrage from players as the physically toughest slam now starts just a week after the US Open.
I think that just caught everyone by surprise, and it took a while to digest and try to understand how the logistics of that is going to work.
Millman and Tennis Australia's national physiotherapist Adam Shoemaker see 5 big issues with the shake-up.
As these slams go on over 2 weeks, the players generally, by the end of it, they're pretty done.
Some of my biggest injuries have come off changing surface. Just takes longer for the body to adapt.
Despite the issues, there are benefits of trying to reschedule these tournaments.
I think some of them will actually be happy that they've actually rescheduled it. Just because it's a chance to probably earn some cash to live off.
As for the US Open, the growing number of COVID-19 cases in New York is putting the tournament in doubt. Right now, the site has been converted into a 350-bed emergency hospital. Tennis is suspended until at least July 13th. But if the current trend continues, 2020 could be the first time since World War II that only one Grand Slam tournament has been played.
It's really tough to kind of work out when you're going to be playing, so there's no real end goal. Normally you can set your goals and have some purpose to be training towards, and that gets you through the training.
Millman has built an at-home gym to keep fit and pass the time, sometimes even calling upon his family for help.
Every day is about trying to stay in shape and just wonder when next we'll be playing.
Even 20-time Grand Slam winner Roger Federer is getting creative as the uncertainty of COVID-19 increases, leaving tennis on hold indefinitely. Rachel Phillips, Cronkite Sports.
There's no doubt fans will miss the sport, But the suspension will be more testing for the players. Those that sit outside the top 50 work for every cent on the tour. Now they will wait anxiously for its return. Today I'm joined by Kirsten Corns. She's going to help us rewind back in time 19 years ago on the Diamondbacks opening day.
Hi, Kennedy. Thank you. Yes, so 19 years ago today, April 3rd, 2001, it was Diamondbacks opening day against the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Diamondbacks secured a 3-2 victory, but that wasn't the most significant part about this opening day. The most significant part was they were joined by new manager Bob Brenly on his debut.
And Brenly had previous experience with the Diamondbacks. And so can you just give us a little bit of the background on his experience with baseball?
Yes, so Brenly was very successful. He spent 9 seasons as a catcher in the MLB with the Giants and Toronto Blue Jays. And then he went on after retiring to be an analyst in Chicago before joining the Diamondbacks in 1998 for their franchise opening, where he was in the booth broadcasting. And it wasn't until 2001 season that he stepped down from the booth and became the Diamondbacks' new manager.
Okay. And how do you think that his previous background helped with his such successful run as a manager for the Diamondbacks?
I mean, I think anyone who has experience playing the sport and then coaching it just helps a lot. They can see the game in a different way. But I also think as far as broadcasting and being a reporter, his communication skills were just really effective. He had a very veteran-heavy team that 2001 season, and he kind of just let those boys play. They'd been with the organization since the beginning. And so I think that just the relationship and the easygoing relationships he had built with the team helped ultimately lead them, honestly, to that World Series win later on that season.
Well, thank you so much for that little rewind back in time.
Thank you so much, Kennedy.
That will do it for today's edition of Cronkite Sports Now. For your top Arizona sports stories around the Valley, head on over to Cronkite Sports tab on arizonasports.com. And as always, for the top news stories, head over to our website at cronkitenews.azpbs.org. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay safe, and we'll catch you Monday. Same time, same place, just a different face.